Hey, I know going back to last week, you weren't able to practice every day. You kind of got some work in later in the week. How does your foot feel? Is this something that you've had to deal with in the past, or just how's it going after that game that you just played?
I mean, I feel pretty good. I'm just taking it day by day, just coming in here, getting treatment each and every day to get it better.
And also, you've had some long runs already this season, but it seems like you're oh so close to maybe breaking one of those, 40, 50 yarders. How close do you feel to this offensive line springing you for one of those?
My O line been doing a great job every year. I trust them. Me, every game, I trust them guys that they gonna go out there and get the blocks for me. I just gotta trust my track and keep things rolling. But I just feel like I gotta trust the process and good things gonna happen.
For sure. Thanks, Buck.
Yana Lane.
Hey, Bucky. I'm curious how you're able to manage the workload that you've had despite having this injury. And how did it feel after the game on Sunday?
I just go out there when my number is called. Don't. I'm playing through some pain right now, but I gotta realize that it's bigger than me right now. I gotta do what's best for the team. I just gotta go out there and compete at a high level.
And just, I guess, how proud are you of the way that your group, the running backs group, was able to step up on a day when, for the first time in a very long time, your team didn't have Mike Evans or Chris Godwin, but you guys were able to be really, really productive in the run game and the screen game.
It all starts when we go out here and have a good week of practice. Once you do the things that translate over to the game of having a good week of practice, you go into the game pretty confident and you just got to go out there and do your thing when your number is called.
Thank you.
Greg Allman.
Bucky, I see the Yankees hat there. You're down 3-0. So proud of you still wearing that hat. I was just going to ask you about the job share and just the rotation between the three backs and how you've been able to kind of handle that and to be ready. Sometimes you guys are swapping out all three on one drive. Sometimes you each get your own drive. Just what that dynamic has been like.
I'm pretty used to it because I came from a backfield in college where we had three good backs, and I feel like when you get to that point, you all gotta have a relationship and go out there and want to play for one another. But we all have that good relationship. Whenever our number is called, we know we gotta go out there and compete for one another. And who's ever rolling, we gonna let him stand there and do his thing. But whenever we feel like we just gotta go out there and play for one another, it's always good to have three good backs in the room, and you just gotta hire your brother back whenever one of us is out there.
Thanks, Bucky.
Evan Winter.
Hey, Bucky, talk about, having each other's backs and stuff. What's the communication like on the sidelines whenever y'all are rotating in and out like that? Are you giving each other tips on what you're seeing out there? Kind of walk me through.
Nah, not pretty much. Our coach let us know who about to start the drive, and we just tell each other like, you gotta go get it. Like you gonna set the tone, and we gonna see how this game going, and then when you come off, we gonna look at the pitches and see what next drive that we can do better to have explosive runs.
Riverwald.
Hi, Bucky. We're 8 games this season here, and obviously as a rookie, you've got some playing time under your belt. I just want to ask how you would assess your performance at this point in the year, and given how you're able to, cut through defenses and be pretty agile on the field, how is the NFL game speed treating you at this point?
I think it slowed down for me a whole lot. Before when I first got out there, it was going pretty fast, but I feel like the more you play, things pretty much slow down. I feel like that's on every level that you play in. Like when you come from high school to translating to college, and then from college to the NFL. But once you get the groove on how defenses is playing, how fast things are going, you pretty much get a groove, and everything just slow down for you.
JC Allen.
Hey, Bucky, you guys have gone up against some good defensive fronts. The Chiefs right now are playing on another level, led by Chris Jones, who's arguably having a defensive player of the year. What have you seen out of that front that makes them so effective against the run, and what can you do to maybe kind of exploit some things you've seen?
We treat every opponent the same going into every week. We just gotta trust our coaches that they're gonna put together a great game plan, and it started with a great week of practice, and then we go from there.
And then as far as your season on a whole, you've been able to do some things, get in the end zone a couple different ways and make some highlight plays, some joystick plays. What were some of your goals coming in here? Have you achieved any of those goals? And what do you kind of have further set up?
I really don't set goals. I want to win football games and help this team win football games in whatever way I could.
Jenna.
Hey, Bucky, kind of along the lines of what I asked earlier, I guess just can you speak to the way your group responded on Sunday? Again, without Mike and without Chris, you guys had a ton of rushing yards. You guys were doing a ton of things in the screen game. You guys really stepped up to the challenge in that.
We knew our top two players was going to be out and guys was going to have to step up and make big plays, but we got guys in the locker room that played a lot of football and that was willing to step up and make plays. I'm confident in everybody that come out there and compete for one another. We all know that them guys going to be down. We just got to come to each and every Sunday and play ball.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's all we have. Thanks, Bucky.
Thank you.
Okay. First question will come from Rick Stroud.
Hey, Zyon, we've talked to Todd Bowles these last couple of days or a couple of games, and, there seems to be a breakdown here or there on defense. You guys aren't quite playing to your standard that you're used to. Just, what do you see, especially on the back end? You can't control the rush, but what do you see on the back end that's happening that's preventing you guys from, not giving up as many points?
Yeah, I think for the most part, it comes down to us being on the same page and communicating and bringing that film study onto the field. It's being coached up the right way, and we're seeing it and we're talking about it throughout the week. And we have to be able to carry that for 100% of the plays on Sundays. It can't be 95%. It can't be 98%. And so us as players, we just have to do a better job of pushing that communication that we have during the week in the film room and practice onto the game.
And then, obviously, Kansas City has a really fast receiver in Xavier Worthy. I don't know who would win a foot race between the two of you, but what have you seen in terms of just his game as a rookie right now?
Yeah, I think they're still mixing him up into that offensive scheme. I think, that offensive scheme in particular can be so multiple and they can do so many different things. So they can use him laterally with the jet sweeps and the mesh concepts, or they can stretch him, have him stretch the field down. And so I think it just depends. He's a fast receiver, but, he struggles at times with physical corners. So we're going to try to get physical with him.
Thank you.
Jenna.
Hey, Zyon, thanks for joining us. What kinds of things can you guys do as a DB corps to improve the communication that you guys are having, especially when you do have, players coming in and out of the lineup, whether it be Tyke Smith or Jamel Dean?
Yeah, I think 100% of it starts in practice and just us doing a better job of safeties, corners, nickels, linebackers, all communicating, all talking. When we're going through walkthroughs and we're seeing stuff in the film room, we have to be able to call these type of things out and execute in practice over and over again. If it's going to take an extra meeting, if it's going to take player-led meetings, if it's going to take, extra time and us just talking to each other, then, we're going to have to do anything that it takes to get this problem fixed. But I know everybody's working hard and we're all on the same page.
Thank you.
Greg Allman.
Hey, Zyon, you've been out there all 8 games, but obviously the secondary around you has kind of changed week to week, whether it's Dean being out, Twan being out, something like that. Do you think the lack of continuity is part of the problem? Obviously, you guys have to go with the guys you have in a given week, but it seems like that might be contributing to things and that it's kind of been a different lineup every week almost.
Yeah, different lineup means, you're communicating differently. Not every person is the same. We're not robots out there. But, the mentality that we have as a defense as a whole, everybody is in there during those meetings. And, so us as players, if we're backing people up or if we're starting the games, we have to be able to stay locked in at all times. You can't expect anything to happen. You have to be ready to roll with the punches. And so everybody needs to take it upon themselves to be ready for anything that could happen.
Thanks, Zyon.
Evan Winter.
Hey, Zyon, obviously Chiefs run a lot of different personnel groupings, multiple stuff. When it comes to defending that, communication obviously goes a long way, but is it reading keys? I mean, kind of how do you prepare for an offense like this?
Yeah, for one, it starts in the film room, us as a defense watching film together, being able to call things out and be on the same page in that aspect. But it also has to do with just understanding the philosophy of what the Chiefs are trying to get done. What style of offense are they? Who is Andy Reid and what is he trying to accomplish on a series in, series out basis? And if we're all on the same page and we're communicating that, taking that, ideology of their offensive scheme, taking the film that we watch, calling things out in practice, that's where you start. Where in games, if they do end up switching it up, you kind of have a general understanding of who they are.
And then DeAndre Hopkins, obviously almost brand new to the Chiefs, but he's been around for a while. Just kind of what are you seeing on your tape study with him coming into this game?
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of him with the Chiefs. I mean, he just got there, but, he's a great receiver in terms of his intelligence and fitting in. He's a veteran, so he knows how to win. He has won in this league for a long time, and so it seems like he's fitting in that offense very well and getting open for Pat Mahomes, so we'll have to watch more.
JC Allen.
Hey, Zyon, I hate to harp on the communication part, but what exactly is kind of going on out there? Just kind of take us through one of the plays. Is it they're lining up differently, and you're not understanding someone's not understanding their assignment, and that's how guys are getting by you? Like, what exactly is kind of happening on those plays?
Yeah, I mean, these plays are plays that, like I said, we've seen in film study. It's not anything crazy new in particular. We have to do a better job of just flat out focusing. You can play, 90 plays perfect in a game and 3 mishaps or 1 mishap, and it's a terrible game. So we have to really just harp on focusing for 4 quarters, understanding, stepping back from the game and realizing, what offenses are doing and taking that film study onto the game day.
Yeah, of course. I mean, no one's going to be perfect every play. It's just having that ability. But it seems like it's been a consistent thing, the explosive plays. I think it's been 16 explosive plays in the last 4 weeks of 20 yards or more. But I know Bowles said that the answers are in the locker room. How do you guys go about finding those answers?
We have to, for one, understand that what's happened has happened. We have to accept the fact that we've made some mistakes, and we have to move on from that after that. We have to stick together. There's no pointing fingers. There's no fighting with each other. The only people that are going to save us is us. And so, we have to do a better job of sticking together. If that means meeting more, if that means staying after practice longer, then, we as a defense and as a team have to make that decision within ourselves and really understand that we're trying to go win games and get to a Super Bowl, and we have to step up if we're going to do that.
Jenna Lane.
Hey, Zyon, I know you guys were in some unfavorable situations with those interceptions, but in a game like the game that you did play Sunday, where there was an emphasis on the ground, I mean, can you feel that as a corner when the offense is out there and really trying to kind of extend those drives a little bit and eat that clock up?
I mean, yeah, sure. You feel the ebbs and the flows of the game. You're understanding situations. If a team's up, they're going to try to run the ball more to waste a little bit of clock and give their defense a breathing room. And so, as a defense, I believe we understand, what's happening in front of us.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we have. Thanks, Zyon.
No problem. Thank you.